Hello guys, so now good evening and welcome to our evening broadcast. So how you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing okay. I'm already follow. I just hope say you know go really disturb our broadcast. Be the network just the very nice to us. All right, so the biggest news of the night, namely the fact say Barcelona fit lose their 2006 Champions League trophy to Arsenal if guilty of bribery. This is the bribery case wey Barca gets for Spain. You don't get twist. And nobody down. They say they fit strip them off their La Liga titles and even their Copa del Rey titles. Say waiting that Jose Maria do. Say it gets huge ramifications, consequences plenty. Because this is something that happened within an 18-year period. Even in Pikin itself, they indicted because now when he comes from a company, they can't stop those payments. Don't forget that the payments don't reach that kind of 7.9 million pounds. Now be the money that they allege, say Barcelona pay a referee official. It gets we can they help them they run things back on the background. Now, UEFA no like the case no really concern UEFA because the man wey dey in charge wey really do all this bribe wey dem pay all this money he know they work for UEFA, so they no really get any hand say make dem officiate badly for UEFA. But UEFA gets a way of punishing clubs if they don't do all this kind of bribery cases like match fixing, all those kinds of things for their local leagues. So if at the end of because from like today I can do more research, can get more clarity on the case. The case now it don't enter criminal proceedings. It will be tried in a law court. So if at the end of the day, the prosecutors can't make their case proven beyond all reasonable doubts, say Barca actually bribed this referee, making talk to other referee committees so that they will give Barca favorable decisions. If it is proven 100% beyond all reasonable doubts, they will strip Barca like 4 Champions League titles. The only one where they will leave now, the one where they win for 1992. From what they hear, Copa del Rey, like if they strip them of all those titles, whoever wins this second or whoever follow them play final, then they will conquer the title give. So for this Champions League one, we talk about 2006 gets say if they can't convict Barca, they are going to give Arsenal the Champions League title. They will put Arsenal in there. That means Arsenal don't get Champions League without even winning any final. So this is the case. I don't kid you not. Somebody asked me in the comment section, say, are you playing? Baba, I do the research, confirm, I let you know. So now how the case go? The case and the fast track Barca don't bring out their lawyer, although Barca don't come outside talk to them, don't do any wrongdoing. As of now, Barca are denying all allegations, but the prosecutors talk say they have all the necessary evidence they need. They don't follow the payments from Barca to the man, and now when the man there for that officiating committee, now all those payments, like they don't give them directly, but they pay in companies and they became companies, so they don't get all their evidence with them. Say the fit program because one thing about money is you can follow the money. The money will carry you go where you won't go. So we'll just see how the case they will handle them for court. So this is interesting times. We'll see because when you check, now many people don't bring out so many cases like that. Arsenal match, referee give us red card for no reason, spoil the match. Okay, look at back at Chelsea, the referee start the match. Like people going to bring out all these instances. Say no wonder. So you're already pay referee. If you say now when VAR did, if they did different, like almost as I see the thing today. Now Eurosport even talk about that tribunal, like so many media houses don't carry this news go on. So now what's the trend now? So we'll just see what will be the outcome of the court case. Now away from that, so ahead of the match, we Arsenal will play against Bournemouth. So they're going to interview Mikel Arteta. So we're going to explain say for injury updates, Bukayo Saka, Declan Rice, Saliba, Trossard, Martinelli, Fabio Vieira, all these players they no train as at this morning. Now Arteta can talk to them, they go assess them between now and tomorrow. Now I know say we don't really get up to 24 hours before our next match because I think Nigerian time the match is going to play like I think 2 p.m. I think 2 p.m. So we don't even get up to 24 hours. So from now, I believe say this afternoon, evening, and tomorrow morning, I just say we will assess them like whether they feel even play at all because most all these names saying corner, they're not trained today in the morning. So we never really know. Even I can't check my Twitter page. You know, say Arsenal, they normally update their Twitter page. So they post pictures of people who can't do training. I didn't see Saka. I see the Jesus. I see the Romagales. I don't see Saliba. I don't see Trossard. I don't see Martinelli. Which means truly, but like see they're not training because they're supposed to do for the gallery of the pictures where then they post. So this now the updates where me as make I let you know. So we never know how tomorrow match will be. On paper, tomorrow match is supposed to be a very easy match. Okay, somebody saying at 3 p.m. Then they will play the match for Nigerian time. All right. So on paper, it's supposed to be an easy match, but when you can't factor in the injuries, so we get look at our midfield. We are talking, you know how many players we are in short, apart from Chelsea, I think Arsenal now be the next side will really get injury problem because they're talking about Simba, like key players, talking about Simba, Rice, Partey, Trossard, Martinelli. These are key main players. So you say they injured. They're talking about Saka, say the guy no dey fit, train at all. So what are we going to do? We never know. So tomorrow na Sago Junior will come they play against Bournemouth. Abishe na this the last will take play against what they call them Brentford. Now we'll take set up against Bournemouth. This Bournemouth side they just got a new coach. Will be Ateta friend. So Ateta saying like the man. So because they never win any match this season. So this one as they don't bring new coach now, normally new coach go elevate their spirits based on how they will take approach the Arsenal match, but not just they steadfast and keep watching. Probably tomorrow match will be somehow different. Maybe we'll go win because whether we like it or yes, this is a must-win match if we still keep our title hopes alive. All right, so away from that, so they're going to ask Ateta about Sky Havertz. So Babako talk say we are trying to help him as much as possible. Say we'll give him minutes to raise in confidence level he gets, and we'll go offer him more support because Ateta understands that his confidence level is very low. So we'll try all our possible to make sure say in come up, like make him play, no the fear he gets because as some people say everybody they see. Even Ateta self can't go for they indict himself because say if this guy play and in confidence level no increase, like he don't do anything better, so now him go take the blame because you should see them never do their work well because it is their job to make all these players better. That is one thing where I really like about Ateta. Ateta will never put a player under the bus. Now what's I don't that is you see the difference between Ateta and Eric Ten Hag. You see where Eric Ten Hag from either setting. He talk bad about Sancho. Ateta will not do that. Instead, Ateta will take the blame. Even though it's obvious saying that the player and they do anyhow, say that the player know they play well. Ateta will take the blame, put the blame on me. That's why I'm the manager. See the difference. And once you make a play like that, no matter what's happening, like do 2 own goals, like do mistake we need to go, it will never put you under the bus. Now, once we make me like him and still give a maximum any day, anytime, just like the way the guy they learn. Now, away from that, so Mikel Arteta can talk about they're going to ask Arteta about our unbeaten stats. So this season now we're only like 9 matches unbeaten. Arteta can talk say that is the mindset. Like we need to get that mindset, say we feel play any game, like the fear to lose, like set up. Like I've been talking in the morning, say if we complete. Shola, I don't want you to say we are unbeatable. For people say CHUKS don't start to but let me put it this way: if we are complete, we are not easily beatable. Make that one, I think that one they understandable. If we they complete, say everybody they fit. Omo, I don't want to know who you be with the play. You know go knock us 4-0, you know go knock us 3-0. Show me that one, show me that. Say you know go knock us 3-0, like or posse. So these are some of the things say they give me joy. If we complete, just imagine say Timber no get that anterior cruciate ligament injury. Just imagine now. Say Timber day, say Rice day, Partey day, everybody day. How you think our season for B? Sometimes I will just sit down and say, why are we this unlucky? How do we spend this amount of money and bring a Timber where everybody can love within a short span of time? Everybody just love this player. All of a sudden, the guy just gets injury like that. A lengthy injury will take him out. Like, why? Like, these are some of the questions why they ask, but now only God knows best. Because I believe, say, if say that boy still did, we know they complain like all these matches will they draw like this, all these matches will be like say we know they get bites that much, or we know they dominate that much. If for they different. Now, what's in me? I just did very happy. But it is what it is. I said that I can't even ask Arteta about Tomiyasu. Say the way Tomiyasu they play now. Say I ain't take Siam. So Babako say he know the qualities of Tomiyasu because they can't talk say Tomiyasu go for Japan, go play very well, come bring the confidence come for Arsenal. Tomiyasu is a tremendous asset for us. Saying like the way the guy they go into duels and he reads the game well. And I think that come expatiate on one point where I always talk. So Tomiyasu is a special breed of player. Why? Because he's the only player apart from Timber that can play anywhere across the back line for Arsenal. That is what makes him special. Say the guy can play inverted fullback role. I was at that talk. Say if there's any player, he will play well because check how in world football, how many players do you know that can play anywhere across the back line? Defenders that can play anywhere. Place if you put out last they go play in perfection. If you can't go left back, go play and confirm. Put out okay, look at the match when he played against Brentford. Center back can play, you know, play normal fullback role, and everybody is celebrate that very, very well. Some people may not even be aware that he plays center back for Japan, just the way Zinchenko they play midfield for Ukraine. And if he play that center back for Japan, he plays it very, very well. Now he carry Japan go Germany, that way they go knock Germany now 4-1 and be 5-1. Well, they knock them and say tomorrow no day. He defend with him life. That's why he's our Japanese samurai. So I think they praise the guy, say the guy they try very, very well. So they're going to ask and say now so don't they get injuries like at least whether I'm going to put Tomiyasu so that I'm going to rest Saliba because Tomiyasu entered against Brentford and we were able to rest William Saliba. So moving on, now something they say we go feed the do, and these are some of the reasons why Arteta decided to send Rob Holding packing. Even though Rob Holding himself, I say don't get anterior cruciate ligament injury for Crystal Palace, saying they're out for long, but that's not the point. The point is we actually let Rob Holding go because we get people like Tomiyasu that can play anywhere across the back line. And we have a Ben White that can also play that center-back duty if needed. We also have a Jacob Kivior that can play the center-back duty if needed. So these are some of the things that people may not be seeing. But Arteta, waiting for the players, for the training session, they see all these things. All right, so surprisingly, so All London World and 90 minutes, going to let us know, say, Emile Smith-Rowe is considering his stay at Arsenal. Say the reason whether making fine greener pastures. And the question is, why? Because he no gets playing time. Everybody needs playing time. So the guy, they like consider in options. Don't be saying one go now, because some other sources are saying he may likely stay at Arsenal and fight for his chance. Because the last time when he started for Arsenal, 499 days ago, the last time when he started, apart from this one, when you just start now, so if you remove this one, like 499 days ago. So for that reason, they probably say, well, it's not going to make sense if you're January, make it go fine because Brighton and Aston Villa, they monitor in situation. They try to see what Arsenal won't do with the player, whether Arsenal won't really use them, because if you know they get playing time, they won't collect them either on loan or permanently. So I know say I thought I don't go like to do that because it's a fan favorites at Arsenal. The fans feel revolts because they like that boy. I know he does get this natural. Even Arteta said no, say they really love him. So for that reason, I don't see Arteta selling the player. Now I see these arguments many times on social media. The argument is between Maddison versus Odegaard, Maddison versus Kai Havertz. Even Jimmy Carragher said, "Come as I call it, took mouth on this matter." Make a talk with Carragher talk before myself. I will drop my own opinion. So JB Carragher talks say the reason people like Arsenal, Man City, Spurs, Chelsea no really go for Maddison is because fine, he's a good attacker, but there are some aspects of his game where no really the way Arsenal and Man City set up. He doesn't know how to press. He's not really athletic. When it comes to pace, you go beat him easily. So he knows sabi that pressing game where Arsenal, Man City, all those Liverpool they press. For that reason, that was why people don't really look in direction. But that one, my own opinion. But for me now, I see many Arsenal fans most time will say why Arsenal go buy Kai Havertz and why they no buy Maddison. First of all, people need to understand, say that is not a fair comparison. Why? They don't play the same position. Maddison is a creative outlet. Maddison is a number 10. The only reason we will make us buy Maddison if to say we no get Odegaard. People keep forgetting, say before we buy Odegaard, now Maddison we go for. When they not cost 70-75 million pounds, so let's start listening at the amount we will pay. Because okay, we don't have that money. We will say, okay, let's go and buy Odegaard. These same Arsenal fans were the ones angry. So why we leave Maddison, go buy Odegaard? After all, Maddison is used to the league because Odegaard actually came on his loan term. He didn't really do well in his loan term. The first loan went come, Odegaard not do well, which was why Arsenal fans don't vex say why we go buy Odegaard from Today we are celebrating Odegaard now. Many people are gonna say, wow, how can we buy the medicine? You can't have medicine and Odegaard in the same team. One go dey bench, and on current form, presently, with what they don't do so far, last season, this season, if medicine enter Arsenal, go dey bench. Shola, na second 11 material be. So you cannot even put medicine in number 8 row because that is not where he plays. Go and check the history of medicine. Medicine is a number 10. That's how they play. For Leicester, you have a medicine, Yuri Tillemans and Ndidi. That's how they play. Ndidi na be the DM. Yuri Tillemans go to operate that 8 row. Medicine they control the 10, giving passes to Jimmy Vardy, main Boston or Harvey Barnes. That's the way they operate. Now for Tottenham Hotspur, all roads to medicine is the number 10. That's why they feed Son they bust our nets because now be their creative outlets. The same way Odegaard they feed Jesus, feed Saka, feed Martinelli. So you're saying why we don't buy and put and where? So these are questions, critical questions. We look at, you don't just buy player for buying sake. Buy him and put him where? Him go stay bench. Medicine is not going to come and stay the bench at Arsenal. So the argument of medicine versus Havertz dead on arrival. Unless you want to buy medicine and play him out of position. If you don't come play well there, who do you blame? So these are the critical questions. When you bring forth some narratives, you need to understand where does it. You don't just buy him because you like him. Buy him and play him where? That's the major question you should be asking yourself. So I say, make I just debunk this narrative, make I bust the myths, make everybody see how it be. May I know say it no dey possible. Because if you buy that player, he will want to play. And he cannot play ahead of Odegaard. And I'm sorry to say that. He cannot do that. Because Odegaard don't prove in metal. The season just starts. Not be this same medicine go relegation last season. I'll be the one. So don't forget. All right, so let's move forward. So Chris Sutton, come as I want to talk about the Bournemouth match against Arsenal. So Babadi of the opinion said this match is a must win for Arsenal because when you check out Arsenal won the one win you get, and the one make sure say then they very, very close to this Man City because it will make sense. Imagine losing against Bournemouth or drawing against Bournemouth, can increase the gap between you and Man City. Then before you know what happen, you can't play Man City. The Man City can't beat your title chances are over now. You don't do over before you even start. So these are some of the issues they make Chris Sutton. They say no matter how it be, injuries or no injuries, Arsenal must make sure they win this Bournemouth match. Get it is key. Draw is not even part of the equation. It is a win or a win. You get so that is the way in the see moving forward. So my dear Arsenal lover. As the biggest news of the night get now the fact say Barcelona could lose their 2006 Champions League trophy to Arsenal if then they're guilty of the charges of bribery where the Spanish courts don't place for their head. They matter, they don't carry and go courts now. It's going to be a criminal proceeding because for those who know they are aware, they say Barcelona, they paid some money to the technical committee of referees. They pay Jose Maria. They give us 7.9 million euros in this time frame of about 18 years, making forgiving referee party them. You get, but they give them better officiating. You get, so for that reason, the prosecutors they don't get their evidence for the payment, how they pay the money, how they structure everything. They don't get the payment, they don't get the evidence, and they believe. Say if he prove the case beyond all reasonable doubt. Back on the other hand, don't come as when they deny the matter, saying allow you, nothing like that happen. So well, everybody is assumed innocent unless proven guilty. Yes, so more waits. Anyhow the case go. But if truly they can't come, because they can't give some examples, say even Juventus, I think 2005 or thereabouts, they stripped them of their Serie A title. Even Lazio. Then UEFA banned Lazio for 1 year. Like when I was reading the report, I was doing some research. I saw so many clubs say they don't pass through the same thing where they strip them of some things. They thought they even give back a points deduction for this season. Like the punishment they will give them, they enormous if convicted. Say then they guilty of this crime. So we'll just keep a keen eye on this case and see how they go. So we'll just thank God. The network no even disturb us today. I believe everybody they hear me well, very, very well. All right, guys, so this will call the show an end. So it's like come your way tomorrow as usual. All right, now, get out.